Tombs have been confirmed to be returning in Assassin's Creed Origins, and apparently there are quite a few. However, we don't know very much about these tombs, so I thought a cool little speculation video expressing what I would like from the tombs wouldn't go amiss, and you guys might enjoy it, you never know. So we're just going to dive straight into it. There's no need to say much more about it. This is all in my opinion, of course, but this is what I would like to see from the tombs. Now, it goes without saying that the tombs have to be fun to explore. This means that they have to be unique. Now, every tomb needs to have its own unique sort of thing about it that no other tomb really has. It has to have that to it, because otherwise things might get a bit samey, which, as long as it's done in a unique way, so one tomb is different to another tomb, and those two tombs are very different to one another, and all the rest of them, and they're all different to each other as well, that would be great. If every tomb is unique in some way, then it will make the value of exploring each tomb very special, instead of exploring one tomb and feeling like you've explored them all. So the tombs need to have exploration value and individuality. Now, this definitely means as well that they have to have some scenic value, so they can't all be just basic and straightforward room after room after room. They all have to have something about them in the way. Some might be very basic, and that's fine. Some might be simplicity over complexity, and that might have beauty in its own way, say through hieroglyphs and things like that. But all in all, some tombs need to be more exotic and more visually, I don't know, visually interesting, visually pleasing, stuff like that. That'll be very interesting to see. So where one tomb might be very closed in, just room after room of hieroglyphs with things to learn and stuff like that, another might be a very open tomb with a lot of stuff, a lot of room, some water, I don't know, stuff like that, stuff that makes it look very interesting and aesthetically gorgeous. And if they do this in a way that makes the tombs unique from one another visually, that just adds to my previous point about the tombs having individuality around each other. Another thing that I'd really like for the tombs is when you're in the tombs that you would be able to learn stuff. Not necessarily if you don't want to, but if you wish to learn, you can read the hieroglyphs and things like that. That would be pretty special as well. Exploring tombs and learning stuff about the tomb itself maybe, or maybe learning about the stories of the king or whoever's dead in there. Things like that would be very interesting. But it would be great if you don't want to learn some random stuff, you can just run through the tomb and not have to bother about it. Just learning if you choose to would be a very interesting thing to have there. Something else that I think the tombs definitely need to have would be cool loot and rewards. Like, you need to have a reward for going in there that is worth the while, makes that exploration worth it, because you want to have something that's cool. So some cool loot, some really high-powered gear, maybe stuff like that, some high-end gear, maybe legendary gear in certain tombs, things like that, just set places for that to spawn maybe, you know, stuff like that. And at the same time, some gold, some rewards, things like that, and some other loot along the way that's just as interesting, but it's up to you if you use it or not. Up to you if you take any of it or not, of course. I say this because getting like 20,000 gold or something as a reward for going through a tomb makes it not have any real staining effect, and you've just done it. Regardless of how good the tomb was, it's done now, and you've got no real memorabilia about that. It's just money. So having loot as a reward system for going in tombs would definitely work, especially in the loot system that Ashraf Ismail claims Assassin's Creed Origins has. And the promise of some good gear, maybe randomized gear, maybe randomized loot, just good loot, stuff that will help you in the game, would be good incentive to engage in the side activity that is these tombs, which will make them worthy of playing before finishing the story, in which people play more before they finish the game and put it down. So good loot and rewards is pretty important all in all. Now, one major thing that I really liked about the older Assassin's Creed games were in fact the puzzles. These little brain twisters, things that get your mind working basically, things that make you think with your mind. Puzzles, things, riddles you have to solve, stuff like that to be able to finish things. I reckon this would work in tombs, especially Egyptian tombs, because come on, they have to have some form of riddle, right? So having different types of puzzles that are interesting, fun and engaging, but at the same time not too brain-bogglingly difficult to the extent that they really annoy you, it would be pretty grand. And I feel as if these mini puzzles need to be in some of the tombs, if not necessarily all of them, because some of them you might just want to run through and that'll be grand. But others you might want the puzzles there, and of course that would be great as well to have the puzzles there, because puzzles are quite fun. Another thing that can be really fun is a set piece that is done right. So in other words, a set piece. Assassin's Creed sometimes does missions that are set piece, and these set piece missions can sometimes turn out really well. I mean, obviously not all these tombs should have set pieces in them, because that would be really restrictive in certain places, and they are in previous Assassin's Creed games where set pieces are included. However, they could have a couple of these tombs that involve some form of set piece, if not for the entire part, but a part of it, where you are running through this part, some things are being destroyed behind you, etc. Just something to keep you on your toes, keep you thinking, keep you on the run, stuff to make you feel really cool. Because I did find myself to be quite fond of the set pieces in tombs in Assassin's Creed Revelations, for example. And my final point is you have to have some reason to go into these tombs. Now, not necessarily for all of them, some of them you should be able to just have to do on your own accord because you want to, but with others, maybe you get tasked in a side quest to go in there and do something, and if you go in there and do something without activating the side quest in the first place, you activate the side quest in the tomb by sort of completing the second objective before you even think about the first. An example of a game that does this would definitely be Skyrim, where if you accidentally stumble upon a quest where you're not supposed to be there until midway through the quest will start from that point, because you're not actually missing anything important. And although it wouldn't be too ideal to have everything forced by narrative justification, it would be great to have the occasional thing thrown in there with some narrative to it in the first place, to give you a sort of hint, to make you go, alright, maybe I want to explore more of these, because that was cool. But there you have it, everybody. That's my video of me talking about what I would like from the tombs in Assassin's Creed Origins, considering that we don't know very much about them, besides from the fact that they're in Origins. There are a few of them. Of course they would be Egypt, you know. Please do let me know what you think about these tombs, what you would like in them in the comment section down below. Now, I doubt there'll be assassin tombs, because the assassins aren't really kicking about in their full yet, so I'd imagine they'd probably just be tombs. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you would like to be in these tombs, etc, etc. And I will see you all in the next one with another video at some point. So, yes. So, wow.